Hello, grade 2. I'm Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim, your social studies teacher. I miss you all. I hope to be in a good health and please take care to be safe. Today, we are making a revision for chapter 4, Early Life on Earth and Communication. As time goes by, many things change. Long ago, people lived in caves. Today, we live in modern houses. And let's know a lot about the changes and the difference between today and long ago. Let's start with long ago. Let's know about men long ago, or the early people. First, we have to know about clothing. We knew that the early men wore leaves, the leaves of the trees, by the way, and animals' fur. The second is food. The early people started to hunt animals, big animals to eat, and women started to gather food like fruits and vegetables. After they discovered the fire, as you see in this picture, they started to cook their food since then. The early man knew or learned how to get fire by stone friction. Let's know about water. The early people got water from wells, like in this picture, and the wells are deep holes by which we can get water. Also, the early people started to get water from rivers. As for traveling, by the way, the early person started to travel by walking. So, you have to know that the ancient and the oldest mean of transportation is your foot. Let's know a bit about communication. First, the early people started to communicate with each other by making sounds that symbolize an action. They also used to mimic or imitate animals' sounds. Let's go to discoveries. The first discovery was fire. When the early people rubbed two stones with each other, they got fire. Then they started to cook their food, and also they started to get warm. By the time they made letters A, B, C, and Arabic alphabets. As for communication, let's go to farming. This is the third discovery. When the early people and women of the early people specifically, they found a lot of seeds in the plants that they gathered. They started to plant these seeds and they started to take care with their seeds to be plants. Then they knew farming. Let's go to the seventh part, which is living. Today we live in houses and homes, but in the past the early people or the early man lived in a cave. This is the first house or home for the early people long ago. So the early man called caveman. The man was called caveman because he lived in mountain caves. As you see in this picture, this is a cave and two early persons live in this cave. Men used to move from one place to another, searching or looking for food and water. Many years later, he built his house from stone. That's when the early people knew the farming and knew also that they have to stay to take care with farming or their farms. He learned that roping stones together started fire, which he used for cooking and for keeping warm. He used sharp tools to get food and keep wild animals away. Man also started planting small areas to grow his own food. He planted lands next to rivers in order to water the plants. Okay? Learn also how to use animals to help him in planting and transportation. The early people started to travel with horses and camels. So they started to use the animals as transportation. He raised animals such as chickens, cows, and sheep to get meat and milk. Families started living together to help each other and also to keep wild animals. The place where they lived called village. The village is a group of houses gathered together. Let's know how the village became a city. People who lived in the village built their farms and houses next to rivers. More and more people built farms and houses. Then the village grew bigger and bigger, becoming a town. So we have to know that the town or the early town was like a big village. The old houses were replaced by big new houses, and the town bigger, and the town grew bigger, becoming a city. So we have to know that the city is a big town and the town is a big village. Thank you so much.